Okay, next one. You're going to see quite a few of these interest problems. Okay, so we have a total of $3,000. So think of that as how many units you have. So this is a little different. X plus Y, we have $3,000 to invest. Now each account or investment earns a percent. It's like the glove problem. Right glove is $45 and the left glove is $52. You've got a percent for each one of these. So one account is 6%, but you have to make sure you write it as a decimal. 0.06x plus the other one is 10%. So this is what each account is worth. And we want to earn $216. So money, percent with money. But remember, we've got a total of $3,000 to invest. So now for this one, again, I don't like the decimals, so I'm going to move this over 2, which means I have to add 2 zeros to this. So this equation becomes 6x plus 10y equals 216. I have to add 2 zeros. So now I want to multiply this top equation by, let's say, -6. I could have done -10, but I'm just going to do -6. Now, why would I choose the smaller number? Because then I won't have a negative variable. Always want to try to avoid that. So -6x minus 6y equals -18,000. And when you add, you get 4. These x's cancel. 4y equals 3,600. Divide by 4, and you get 900. So that means 900 of the $3,000 is invested in the 10%. And then the difference of that, which is 2,100, would be in the 6%. Okay, next one. This one is mixing two solutions. And I believe section 4.5 is the mixture section where you will see example 5 and 6. Okay, so for this one, we've got 2 different types of solutions. Okay, so remember, the first, we're going to say we have 2 solutions, but how many units? We have 500 milliliters of the 2 solutions. Okay, we want to mix the value of each one is 10%. And the other one is 4%. Now, we want our new mixture, so one is 10%, one is 4%. I want my new solution to be 6%. So I have to figure out what 6% of 500 milliliters is, which if you multiply, so 0.06 times 500, you get 30. So I want 30 units to be of this 6% strength. So now for this one, I would multiply, I would get rid of these decimals. So if I move this 2 over, and add 2 zeros here, so this would be 10x plus 4y equals 3,000. And then for this one, I'm going to multiply this top equation by -4. You get -4x minus 4y equals -2,000. And when you add 6x equals 1,000, divide by 6, and you get 166.66, which is really 166 2/3, and it's milliliters. So 166 2/3 milliliters of the 10%. And then subtract that from 500, and you're going to get 333 1/3 milliliter of the other one, which is the 4%. Next one, you're getting ready to move and you have some friends helping you. So you're going to buy, so the first round you got tuna and ham sandwiches. So you bought 6 tuna, and 6 ham, and you spent $30. Later at night, everyone's hungry and you're going to go buy 4 tuna and 8 ham, and you spend $30.60. Okay, so now we don't have any well, we do have a decimal here, but we're just going to ignore that one. We're just going to look at this and say, oh, we have a 6t and a 4t. If I multiply this top equation by 2 and the bottom one by -3, I'll have 12t and -12t. So that's our goal here. So the top equation, you end up with 12t plus 12h equals 2 times 30 is 60. And then -3 times 4 is -12t. And then minus 24h equals -9180. And when I add these t's cross out, you get -12h equals -3180. And if you divide by -12, h ends up being 2.65 because they're asking you what's the price of each sandwich. So the ham sandwich is $2.65, and the tuna, you're going to plug $2.65 into one of these equations and solve. You end up with $2.35 for the tuna. Next one. Some of these on the back page are relatively easy. This next example, it says the sum of two numbers is 128. So that just means adding them up. So x plus y equals 128. And it says their difference, which means subtract, x minus y equals 44. So when I add, those cancel. You get 2x equals 172. Divide 172 divided by 2, and you get 86. So one of the numbers is 86. You'd plug 86 into one of these equations or just subtract it from 128, and you get 42 is the other number. And now check it. Add these up and see if you get 128. You do. Subtract these and see if you get 44, and you do. Okay. Number 2. It says the sum of two numbers is 23. That's easy. X plus y equals 23. It says if one of the numbers is halved, so half of, let's say, x, the sum, we're going to leave the second equation, or the second number the same, is 17. Okay, so now I don't want to deal with this half, so I'm going to multiply this whole equation by 2. So this equation becomes x plus 2y equals 34, leaving the top equation alone. Okay, now if I go ahead and subtract one of the equations, and I'm going to do this one because it has a smaller number, I get y is equal to 11, and if I plug 11 in for y, I get 12 is the other number. So 11 and 12 are my two numbers. And again, add these up, you get 23, and take one of them. If you took 12 and halved it, which is 6, 6 plus 11 is 17, so it works. Okay, another money problem. This is an exact problem from almost exact from the previous pages. So we've got nickels and dimes, and we have 23 of them. So n plus d equals 23. A nickel is 5 cents, 0.05. A dime is 0.10, and we have $1.50. Okay, so the second equation, I'm going to move the decimal over 2 places, 5n, 10d, 150. I just moved the decimal over. Now I'm going to multiply this top equation by -5. So -5n minus 5d equals -115. And when you add your n's cross out, 5d equals 35. So d is 7. So we have 7 dimes. And if you subtract 7 from 23, you get 16 nickels. Again, another money problem. Jim is cleaning out a reflecting pool at the library. He found 20 nickels and quarters. N plus Q equals, there's 20 of them. A nickel is 5 cents. A quarter is 25 cents. And he found a total of 260. Let's keep the same pattern going. I'm going to move the decimal 2 over. 5n plus 25q equals 260. Multiply the top equation by -5. -5n minus 5q equals 100, but it's negative, don't forget, because a negative times a positive is negative. Add, you get 20q equals 160. Q is 8. So that means there's 8 quarters. And if 8 of the 20 are quarters, that would mean 12 are nickels. Next, number 5, we've got soccer and baseball shoes. So soccer plus baseball, and we've got 50 pairs sold. Soccer shoes are $25, so 25S. Baseball shoes are $30, and we sold $13.40. That's our total. Money, money, money. So I'm going to multiply this top equation by negative 25, and I'm going to get negative 25S minus 25B. Negative 25 times 50 is negative 1250. Keep the bottom equation the same, 1340. Okay, when you add the s's cross out, you end up with 5b equals 90. 5 goes into 90 18 times. That means 18 baseball shoes, and 18 from 50 gives us 32 soccer. Okay, number 6, sorry. You are buying meat for a cookout, and you need 8 packages of meat. We've got hot dogs, so dogs and burgers, and we have 8 packages. How much is a package of hot dogs? $1.60. 160D plus burgers are $5 equals 23. Again, I would move the decimal 2 places over. So this becomes 16. Actually, 1 place over is enough. So 16D plus 50B equals 230. And I'm going to multiply the top equation by negative 16. Negative 16D minus 16B equals 16 times 8 is 128, but it's negative. Add, we are going to get 34B equals 102, and divide 102 divided by 34 is 3. So 3 burgers and 5 hot dogs. Number 7, you're at a fundraiser, and we are serving adults and children. There's 210 people, adults and children, 210. An adult ticket is $6, so 6 adult, $3 for a child, and we brought in $930. Okay, so we will multiply this top equation by negative 3. So you get negative 3A minus 3C equals negative 630. Keep the bottom equation the same. And when you add these C's cross out, you get 3A equals 300, and A is 100. So that's 100 adult. And if you subtract 100 from 210, you get 110 children. Okay?